today. We're going to do a brief presentation of SKEMA Business School for those who are not so familiar with the school yet. And then Maria will go in and talk about the MSc and product management and UX design. She'll give more information about the details of the program. We will then talk about the admission process. And then I would also talk about student life, because once you join SKEMA, obviously you are joining a community. So we'll give you some information on the student life and services. And then we would end with a Q&A session. So if you have any questions, just note them down. At the end, you can speak up and ask your questions, or you can also type your questions in the chat box, basically. So SKEMA Business School is one of the top French business schools. The school was founded over 160 years ago with ESC Lille and CERAM in Nice. And in 2009, these two schools came together and merged to become SKEMA Business School, which today is a global institution. SKEMA has now many campuses all over the world. So it has grown out from its French roots to become a global international business school. So these are some of the key figures. We currently have 10,000 students coming from 130 different countries. So as you can see, it's a very international environment with students coming from all over the world. And we have more than 500 professors, including 180 permanent faculty members. And we have 58,000 alumni members in more than 145 countries. So after graduation, you would be able to access this alumni network. In terms of campuses, we have 10 different locations around the world. When it comes to our locations, so we have the two historical French campuses, which is the south of France in Sophia Antipolis. Then we have in the north of France with Lille, and then a campus in Paris. And then we have our international campuses with 3 campuses in China, a campus that opened recently in Dubai. We have a campus in South Africa, in Brazil, in the US, and a center for artificial intelligence in Canada. So when you join SKEMA Business School, you have access to this global network that is spread across different countries in the world. In addition to our campuses across the world, we also do have academic partners in different countries. So there are some countries that we do not have campuses, but we have academic partners. And with that, our students can either do dual degrees, go on exchange. And that is even the case for the MSc PMUX, because it's a partnership program with Polemy in Italy. So obviously, we'll talk more about that later, but then that shows that in addition to our international campuses, we also have access to academic partners in different countries, and that builds the richness of the curriculum at SKEMA Business School. One of the things that is very important when you're looking for a business school or even a university or an institution for higher education is always to look out for the accreditations and the awards of the schools or the institution. That is what will add value to the degree that you are getting from the school. So SKEMA Business School, we do have international accreditations, and we equally have national recognitions and accreditations in the countries where we have our campuses. So some of the accreditations include the AACSB, EQUIS, EFMD, EMBA, and then we also have like the national recognitions. In France, we are part of the Conférence des Grandes Écoles, which is for the top French business schools, basically. SKEMA Business School happens to be one of them. So it's good to look at for the accreditations, the awards, and also the rankings of any school that you're considering studying in. So I'm going to pass over to Maria, who will talk about the Master of Science, Product Management and UX Design.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to share my screen then. And let me know if you see my screen. Can you see my screen? Or...
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, well, this is me. My name is María Olmedilla Fernandez. Here you have my email in case you have any questions. This is my educational background. I have a PhD in strategic management and international business. I did also my master in Germany, and my bachelor is in computer science. So I'm the program director of this master program, product management and UX design, and I'm based in the SKEMA campus in Paris. So what is this master about? Well, this master combines business, tech, and design. And you will have 2 semesters, one in Paris, and the second semester will be in Milan. And this master has been designed together with people from the industry and academics. And we wanted to build a unique business profile with this kind of technical business and design background. For us, is because this is something that it's very demanding nowadays in the job market. And we wanted to have, for example, for you to learn some of the business skills in Paris, and then be able to merge those skills with the design that you will be learning in Polimi. Well, what it provides, this master degree is also a double degree from SKEMA Business School and Politecnico di Milano, which is a prestigious and recognized European school of management around the world. And what are the courses that you will be learning during the master? During the fall, you will be at SKEMA, and you will be learning courses such as Day in the Life of a Product Manager, UX Design, User Research Methodology. You will have to choose between those electives. You have to choose 4 electives. You have SQL, for example, VR applied to product design, creative content design, design leadership and management. Those are the courses that you will be learning during the first semester in Paris. Then you will move to Milan, and there you will be having courses more related with sustainability, for example, sustainable design, consumer neuroscience, ethical design, prototyping tools. All of these courses are more related to the design part of the program. Those workshops that I'm showing here are not part of the official agenda of the master, but because I try to hear my students, I gather their feedback, and they always want to learn more stuff. We decided to create some workshops. Those are mandatory, so the attendance is mandatory. Some may vary depending on the availability of the instructors. I forgot to tell you that for the SKEMA part, half of our professors come directly from the industry. So they are working either as product managers, product owners, or UX designers, and half of them, they come directly from the academy, from SKEMA. Well, those workshops are mainly taught by people that come from the industry. You will have, like, for example, product analytics with Content Square, essentials of data product discovery. I decided to create also a kind of series of workshops related to acquiring tech skills like ChatGPT or Notion. You will have also intercultural management, because usually half of our students come from abroad, so they are international, half of them are friends, and it's for us important that all of the students, French and international, they merge together and they understand both cultures. And we also have a workshop on research methods. So why do you have a workshop on research methods? Because during the second semester in Milan, you not only have to pass all the courses, but you also have to do a master thesis partnership with a classmate. So therefore, we offer this kind of workshop to prepare you on how to do a master thesis. It's either a master thesis or a business plan. It's up to your what do you want to do. Then also, we have a dedicated person from Talents and Career Department at SKEMA dedicated to our program. She's Emma Marie, and she will offer a program that we have called Impact Program, and this program will provide you with the tools when you are finishing the master and just to prepare you for the market. So we offer some courses like career development, learning how to better improve your skills and your work profile, how to design or define your professional project, what you want to become, what is the work that or the organization that you want to work in. It will be a startup, it will be a huge consulting firm, pitch and storytelling. So those courses are either taught by our talent and career coordinator or by Marilou Poiret. She comes from a company that it's dedicated to prepare the people for the market. And also you will have 2 more courses on during the spring semester. They will be online to prepare you how to negotiate your salary when you are looking for a job or an internship. So we prepare you with this kind of tools, because also during the second semester you will have to do a mandatory internship. It's a minimum of 4 months. You have to complete this internship until the end of December. So usually the semester in Milan starts mid-January, it ends mid-May. So you can, after you finish the second semester, you can jump in the internship. Usually students start around June, July. They finish the internship, and then once you have your internship, your master thesis, that the defense is usually mid-October, and you pass all the courses, you will get your double degree. Also at SKEMA, we have some partnerships with some companies, and what we offer here during the first semester are some company visits. So this year we went to PwC. They have experience lab here in Paris, and we went also to Tata Consulting. So the students go there, they show the company, they show the projects that they are working on. We will have the visit with some product owners, product managers, or UX designers. We also have some talks with companies. Usually we invite some companies to come to SKEMA to talk to you. Last year they were coming from BlaBlaCar and Doctolib, and there were some product managers or UX designers. They come to the school, they talk to you, they present their projects. What do they do as a company? How you should improve your CV or your skills? What are the skills required for that specific position? And we also have a strong alumni network. We usually have 2 main activities with the alumni. Usually one in the first semester, the alumni, they come, they explain you how to get a job, what were the things that helped them to get an internship, what is required nowadays in the companies. And we also have another event during the second semester around June, because some of the students, they come back to Paris to do the internship. And also the alumni, the professors, the companies are invited to join us during the second event. And finally, to finish this, what are the future students that we are required or we want to welcome to the master? Well, first of all, you know that this is a very niche master. This is a product management and UX design. There is no other master like this one. We have some other schools that they offer specific courses, but not this specific master. So you should know what is your career plan. You should know that you want to be either a product manager, product owner, product designer, UX designer, or also you should have done at least an internship as a product owner, UX designer, etc. You have there your academic profile. Harriet can explain you further about that. Those is the minimum requirements that there for most of the MSc at SKEMA. And yeah, of course, motivation to do the program. If you have any questions, I give you the floor, Harriet, if you want.
Right. So I think I'll continue the presentation, and then after we can go ahead with a Q&A. So let me just share my screen again. All right. I hope you can see my screen. So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now I'm going to take you through the admission process. Obviously, if you're interested in this program, you would need to submit an application and go through the process, both with SKEMA Business School and with Polemi as well. So there's a 1-year MSc option and the 2-year MSc option. So for those that have a 3-year bachelor's degree, you have no choice but to apply for the 2-year MSc. what happens is if you do the 2-year MSc, the first year is going to be a general management year. You would obviously have the choice to pick some elective courses, but it will be a general management year for all students in the 2-year MSc program. And then in the second year, that's when you go in depth to the specialization and go through the courses that Maria talked about. Those who have a 4-year bachelor's degree, that's for most nationalities anyway. So if you're not sure, always feel free to send us an email with your CV to international admissions. I put the email address in the chat box. You can send us an email to confirm your eligibility for the 1-year or the 2-year MSc. So if you have a 4-year bachelor's degree, usually you can apply directly to the 1-year MSc. Now, if you have a 3-year bachelor's and you have more than 3 years work experience, most of the times you would also be eligible for the 1-year MSc, but sometimes it's based on cases. So if you have any doubts, feel free to send us your CV to confirm your eligibility for the program. You can apply if you're doing the 2-year program. Obviously, you can apply to start in you can start in January as well, but then there will be a gap because the specialization starts in August, September. So earlier I was talking about the accreditations of SKEMA Business School. The degree that you would get from the program is a DESME, which is a diploma or a degree of specialized studies and international management recognized and accredited by the French government. So you don't have any problem about finding a job after graduation because your degree is recognized. You're also going to get a degree from Polemy, which is a first level specializing master's degree. So you have 2 degrees, which are both recognized and accredited, both in France and in Italy as well. Obviously, they're also recognized internationally. To apply for the program, the whole process is online. So you need to go to the SKEMA application website. The link is right on the screen, so you can go directly to the link or go to the program page and click apply. Then you would create your application portal, then upload your CV, your cover letter, all your transcripts. If you are in final year and haven't yet graduated, you need to prove a certificate of attendance that proves that you're in your final year and about to graduate. For those coming from non-English speaking countries, you need to have a B2 level on an English test. Note that SKEMA also has an internal English test that we can send to all our candidates. So if you don't have an IELTS or TOEFL, you can send us an email and then we will send you a link to write an English test. If you're coming from an English-speaking country, obviously the English test is not required. For Polemy, that the extra requirements is that candidates need to upload their diploma not only in the translated version, but also in the original form. And then once your application has been submitted and has been reviewed by admissions team, if you are eligible for the program, you would be invited for an interview with the program director. The interview usually takes maximum of 30 minutes. It is a motivational interview, so you need to prepare for the interview. Some students have excellent academic profile, good reports, good grades, but they do not prepare for the interview. The interview is also equally important. So you need to prepare for the interview, know why you want to study the program, and just explain how the program aligns with your career objectives. So you go through this process. Usually the SKEMA part of the process takes maximum of 3 weeks for you to get your results. Now, with regards to Polemy, you would have to wait because they would also have to vet your application to confirm that you are eligible for the program. But most of the time, if you're admitted by SKEMA, you should also be admitted to Polemy, except in rare cases. But usually we make sure that you are confirmed on both sides and before you start the application process. Sorry, before you go ahead with the visa process and all that. And with regards to the visa, you also need to start that in advance. If you need a visa to be in the European Union, then you would need a visa for France and a visa for Italy as well. So once you come to SKEMA Business School and you have integrated into the program, you have access to all our student services. I believe Maria spoke about the talent and career aspect of it, so I'm not going to go into details. But basically, you have access to all the job boards and the events and access to a talent and career consultant that would help you with your internship or your job search and also the interview. So make sure when you join SKEMA, you maximize all these opportunities that are available for you on campus. Then in addition to talent and career, we also have a lot of clubs and associations. We have more than 70 clubs and associations that are fully managed by students on all of our campuses. So no matter what you're interested in terms of extracurricular, you're definitely going to find a club that would be of your interest. We have clubs that are based on sports, that are based on entrepreneurship, consulting, and humanitarian work. So fashion. So no matter what you're interested in, you definitely find a club that would be of interest to you. So make sure you take part in the clubs and associations as well. Obviously, these clubs organize events all year round. So even if you're not a member of a particular club, you can still partake in the events that are organized all through and all year round on all the campuses. When you graduate from SKEMA, there is the alumni network that you would have the opportunity of joining. So obviously, when you join the school, it's not just for the duration of your studies, but it becomes something that you are part of for life. You have access to alumni clubs. We currently have 40 clubs in different countries. And then we also do organize events for our alumni and also for students that have just graduated to enable them to network with them, build their professional career. And you also have access to alumni that are pretty open to discussing their career paths if you contact them on LinkedIn, for instance. So basically, we're accompanying you from day one up until you graduate. And even when you graduate, there is still the alumni service that would help you with your career plan, basically. So that's it for the presentation. I don't know if you have any questions. This will be the time for us to take your questions. Okay, I think Aisha has a question. Go ahead, Aisha.
Hello, thank you so much for the presentation. I was just wondering, I'm sorry if I misunderstood, but the slides that Maria showed, were those the courses for the first year or the second year? Because essentially I have worked as a UX UI design teacher, and I'm wondering, I personally want to go into product management and ownership, so I'm wondering if there's a way to customize my curriculum in the second year. If I understand well, I would be eligible to be more product management and product ownership heavy, so it wouldn't be repetitive considering my experience. Thank you.
Maria, would you like to answer that?
You were asking about the courses. This is for the specialization. The master program, product management and UX design, is 1 year. So those courses that I presented are first semester in Paris, second semester in Milan. So this master is 100% in Paris, first semester, then Milan. It's not in other SKEMA campuses, as you are asking in the chat. It's only Paris and Milan. And those are the courses that are taught. Some electives may vary depending on the availability of some professors, because you have to understand that they come from the industry, and sometimes it's very difficult to get along with their schedules. But well, this is the only thing that may vary. Which so far this is the official maquette that we have for the next academic year. So courses, Paris and Milan.
Okay, and then Aisha, to add on to that, the program would be for the second year. So it's a 1-year MSc. The courses that she showed is for the 1-year MSc. So if you're eligible for the 1-year MSc and you're applying for the 1-year MSc, then those are the courses that you would be doing. Those that are applying for the 2-year, it would be in their second year. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so there is another question. feel free to raise your hand if you have any other questions. There's someone who's asking about the letters of recommendation. Yes, so you can provide 2 academic letters of recommendation, or you can provide either 1 professional, 1 academic, or 2 from academic or 2 from professional. Someone else is asking, is it difficult to get an internship in Paris if you don't speak French?
I'm going to answer that question. Of course, it is difficult, not impossible. We have half of our students are international, and all of them, they found internships. Most of them, they come back from Milan to Paris, and they do their internships in Paris. 2 of them last year, they stayed in Milan. But yes, they found internships. I'm not going to lie, it's difficult because if you don't speak the language, it will be difficult, but it's not impossible. As I told you, all of them are, they found internships, and all of them are employed. I mean, our alumni, because this will be the 4th intake of this master. This is fairly new, a new program. So, but the 3 previous years, all of them are employed. Most of them, they stayed in Paris.
Exactly. So that's why we also have the talent and career service, just to help you with all these challenges that you might face searching for an internship since you do not speak English. So make sure you're not just attending classes, but you're also partaking in all the events that are organized for networking outside of classes.
Okay. Yeah. The internship can be done in any company. I mean, preferable it's that you do that in the field, because we are preparing you for this role as product managers, product owners, UX designer. As Harriet was telling, we have a talent and career department, and we have a coordinator dedicated to us. We are giving you the tools to find those internships and those jobs. And if at the last minute you cannot find an internship, don't worry, because our coordinator will help you with that, because we have some partnerships with some companies at SKEMA, and we have, as a last resource, we can help you with that. You were asking also if it's possible to do an internship outside. Yes, it's possible to do an internship in UK or US, as long as you provide with the contract, with the internship. It has to be approved by the talent and career coordinator. Yeah, and as an international student, Harriet can also talk about that. You have to apply, not for a work visa, no, it's for a student visa, no, Harriet?
Yes, it's a student visa that you apply for when you are coming to school. So when you're admitted and you are enrolled, you have your enrollment certificate that you would use to apply for your visa. It's a student visa. But I don't know if you're asking about the visa after graduation. After graduation, if you want to stay back in France, then that's when you would apply for a work visa. But if you're coming for studies, then it's purely a student visa that you need to apply for. Any other questions? Or you can feel free to also raise your hand and speak out if you have a question. Okay, someone is asking. Oh, I thought it's a question.
As I told you, the dissertation is in partnership with a classmate. It's not individual. It's in partnership with someone. It does not necessarily have to be a master thesis. It can be also a business plan. And yeah, it's done together with other classmates. Well, if you don't get a classmate inside the master, you can also choose another student from SKEMA. You have to choose a SKEMA professor. You will have a list of professors. You will have to choose until the end of January, and then you will have some deadlines throughout the second semester. First deadline is for the literature background. Second deadline is a draft of the thesis. Third deadline is the final thesis. You cannot miss those deadlines. If you miss the first 2 deadlines, you will be penalized. But if you miss the third deadline, which is the master thesis, you will fail, of course. And then you will have to come up with a date to defend your thesis. If at the very last minute you have a huge problem with your classmate, and you prefer to do it individually, which is you can talk to the master thesis team, and for sure you will be able to do it individually, but we encourage the students to do it in partnership with someone. I don't understand the question of are the majority of non-dissertation assignments project solo? What do you mean with the non-dissertation assignments? I don't understand very well.
Hi, sorry. I meant for the core classes or the electives. Do we work in teams, solo, or is there a mixture? Some are solo, some are teamwork.
Okay. For each course, each professor will tell you how is the evaluation process of that specific course. This is not a bachelor anymore. You don't have a specific week or 2 weeks in the semester to do the exams. They will tell you, you have to do this assignment. You will have to do sometimes individual assignments, group assignments. Sometimes you will have some tests. Sometimes the test is the group assignment or the individual assignments. So that each professor at the beginning of the course will tell you how you will be evaluated. For example, I'm teaching data management and analytics, and the students, they have to do some individual assignments throughout the course. Then they have to do a group work at the end. So you will have individual, class, group grade, and then, of course, so but it depends on each different course, how you will be evaluated.
So someone is asking applications for September 2026. So usually applications will start in November, November, October 2025 for September 2026. So usually it starts almost a year before the program starts. So if you want to apply for September 2026, then you should check out the page around November 2025.
And the dating Paris, we start in September, at the beginning of September, and we finish mid-December, before Christmas.
Okay, so someone is applications end for 2025. So applications, I would say latest by end of May, you should have applied and been already going in the application process, because as we said, there's not only the schema aspect, but there is also the polemi aspect. Then also, obviously, once you're admitted, you need to apply for your visa and all that. So it's rolling basis. So it's better for you to apply earlier than wait till last minute. Also, because the program is, the applications are processed on rolling basis. When the class is full, we can decide to stop receiving applications before this date. So make sure if you're ready and you're sure that's a program you want to apply for, you apply earlier rather than waiting last minute to apply.
Exactly. And if you want to apply for September 2025, for the next September, you should start now. Of course, the process, as Harriet is telling you, the admission process at SKEMA and polemi is separated. So first, you may have the opportunity to do the admission interview with me before polemi accepts your application, because it usually takes longer than SKEMA. It takes way longer, and we don't want you to wait so long. So we first do the interview, and then we send. You will have to send all the documents, and they will tell you if you are admitted in polemi or not. I don't know.
Right. So yeah, the recommendation letter. So 2, but if you have 1 letter, it's fine. You're not required to have the 2. So we ask for 2, but minimum 1. So it's either 1 or 2, basically. Then is the application presented? So once you apply, your application is the same application that would be sent, but we would send you a communication to send additional documents. I believe, Maria, is that the case for polemi?
Sorry, Harriet.
So she's asking if the application for SKEMA is separate, and I was saying that yes, it's a separate process. When you apply to SKEMA, we ask for certain documents, and then if you're admitted, your documents will be sent to polemi. If additional documents are required from polemi, then we would ask you to send the additional documents.
Exactly. The SKEMA students, International Students Office is always in contact with polemi, and if they require to send some extra documents, as Harriet was saying, you will be contacted by the international student from SKEMA to send those kind of documents.
So with regards to work permits after graduation, it usually actually depends on your nationality. So I don't know what your nationality is, and so I wouldn't want to give you wrong information. But basically, there are some countries that have special like agreements with France that lets them stay more than the 1 year. And there are some countries that would also be allowed to stay a few months. So it's mainly based on your nationality. Obviously, you should have graduated from a French school. So you might want to look on the government website to see, or if you send us an email with your nationality, then we would be able to confirm how long you can stay in France after graduation. Can you please tell me whether the SKEMA scholarship can be combined with a scholarship from the French government? And can I get a scholarship from the Italian government? So if you're talking about the French government scholarship, I don't know if you're referring to the IFO scholarship or any other scholarship, but usually the scholarships are not, you can't accumulate a scholarship. Usually if you have two scholarships, then it's the one that has the highest amount that would be applied. Any information on scholarship. So the main scholarship, the internal scholarship that we have within SKEMA is the Excellence Scholarship. The maximum reduction you can get on that is 4,000 euros. Obviously, that is based on academic merit. So if you are interested in that scholarship, you would apply after you've been admitted to the program, and then the admissions team would review and then confirm whether you got scholarship and how much your scholarship offer is worth. Any other questions? Okay, for Latinos, I do not have specific information on that, but you can send an email to international admissions, and the admissions manager in charge of students from Latin America can share more information with you if there are any scholarships that are specific for students coming from Latin America. Are there any other questions? So yes, basically you can apply for, if there are so many scholarships available for you, you can apply for all of them and choose the one that is the best offering for you. I have posted the link of the brochure so that you can go back and then refer to it. Usually once the brochure is updated, that link is updated automatically as well. I don't know if there are any other questions, but I'm putting the email address here as well so that you can send us an email if you have any other questions later on. Maria, do you know how many students there would be in the class, in the 2025 class? That's
Next
what
year,
someone is asking.
we cannot know. We cannot know because the admission process is still in progress.
Still
So we don't
ongoing.
know. I mean, usually this master is we have around 20, maximum 25 students, no more than that. But I cannot tell you a cipher now or a number because we don't know. We only have some. We have received some. There are some students that they are matriculated in the program already. Those are international, but we don't have the numbers.
So okay, with regards to Italian government scholarship, I am not aware of any scholarship from the Italian government for this program, but you can check through Polemi to find out if there are any scholarships from the Italian government for this program. Any other questions? All right, so I guess if there are no more questions, you have the email address. You can always send us an email if any other questions come to mind. If you want to confirm your eligibility, feel free to send us your CV. And we wish you all the best of luck in the application process. And we hope to see you either this September or next year. Well, Marcus is typing. I don't know if it's a question or Okay, it says thank you. All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a
Hope to see you in
lovely
September.
day. Bye.